Hey everybody, how's it going? Now look at this guy. This guy is pretty sweet. He's a Contemptor pattern dreadnought from Forge World. It's up for advanced order. It's been up for a couple of days now. It comes body only, just like a standard dreadnought. You have to buy the arms separate, and currently these are the only arms they offer that I can see on their site. But for me, that's fine. I like equipping my dreadnoughts in this type of configuration. And what's kind of cool is the dreadnought fist has stormbolters in the stormbolter in the palm. So Contemptor pattern. It has experimental rules, but you could easily use this for standard dreadnought ruling or venerable dreadnought ruling. It stands a little bit taller than a regular dreadnought. In fact, here you can see the height difference between the two. I mean, I don't think anybody would really give you a problem with it. So you could definitely use it as a standard dreadnought. Pre-heresy guys out there, there have been some of you who've converted up wonderful looking dreadnoughts of this type, and that's great, but I could never have done that, and here they are now. This looks really cool. I wish they were out earlier so I could use them for my Deathwing army, but they're here now, so that's good, right? I want to get one. I just need a reason to. I don't have a reason right now. So these guys are pretty cool, and the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to talk to you about Space Marine chapters a little bit. My Dark Angels, I'm redoing them. Part of what I do to redo, part of what I'm doing with redoing, if that makes any sense, the Dark Angel chapter is I'm stripping down the models, repainting them. And in doing such, I'm going to end up with some bits and some models that I can't really use. I'm going to have all my veterans be in robes. So all my sergeants are going to be in robes, also, to differentiate them from the standard guys. And all my veterans and HQs will be in robes that are in power armor, including guys on bikes. Because of that, I'll have bits and models that I won't really need for the Dark Angels when I redo them. And I also have bits and models that I can't use for the Dark Angels. The reason being is I'm making sure to not have any Crux Terminatus on anything but Deathwing members. So if they are a member of the Deathwing, they're in Terminator armor, they got the Crux Terminatus, awesome. And I guess Inner Circle also could have Crux Terminatus. I have a generic Company Master I made up. My first one I ever made up. He's got a Stormbolter and Power Sword, and he has a Crux Terminatus on one of his shoulder pads. And it's painted to represent, in Deathwing color, the shoulder pad and set. And it's to represent he did a time in a Deathwing company, pretty much. He's a member of the Inner Circle, member of the Deathwing, and now he's commanding a company. But aside from that, anybody in power armor will not have Crux Terminatus symbols. I've seen it on other Dark Angel armors on the internet, and it looks great. I just personally don't want to do that. So I got old pewter models that I have, not really old, but pewter models from a while ago that I'd never used for the Dark Angels that I bought because they're part of like a bundle, if you will. I have some Space Marine veterans. I got some Vanguard veterans and Sternguard veterans. I don't want them to go to waste by just sitting around. My Angels of Fury don't need them because they're just not how... I just won't need them for what I'm doing for them in terms of the army list. And they're not going to be a standard tournament list anyway. Oh, before I continue, it's going to be a long video, but I will be showing you other stuff aside from this. They're going to be purely Blood on the Void built only, and they'll be pretty much the only Blood on the Void built army only around here because nobody else is doing that. But eventually my friends and I will be making up terrain to represent it, and they'll be making lists, and it'll be lots of fun. So I'm doing them slowly on the side just for fun right now. My Dark Angels, like I said, can't use them. My Pre-Heresy 1000 Suns, can't use them because they don't need those models, and they don't need the Crux Terminatus symbol and all that. So they're kind of just sitting there. Now, a little bit of backstory in terms of my hobby time now, as the camera shakes. I don't have time to go out anymore, really, and just play casual pickup games. I don't have time to go all the way to the gaming store and do that. Real life's just been getting busy. But every other month they hold 40k tournaments, and I like participating in those. You get to play multiple games in a day and just have some fun. So, with that, my Dark Angels do it, and my Pre-Heresy 1000 Suns do it. And that's all I get to play in. So I haven't done much with the Iron Knights or the Silver Skulls because I don't really want to build those up to full army lists. And until Combat Patrol becomes popular again, I won't really have a reason to do them. So they're still here, but I'm not doing anything with them. But I do want to build up an army list. Now, I don't want to utilize the Black Templar Codex or the Space Wolf Codex, and I'm using the Dark Angel Codex and the generic Space Marine Codex already. So what I'm going to do is utilize the Blood Angels Codex, but not for representing a Blood Angel or its successor chapters. Now, some of you don't like doing that, I understand. I have no problem with somebody taking a codex that would fit the playstyle they're going for and utilizing it, even if it has nothing to do with the chapter or its successor chapters. That's fine by me. So I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do is, I haven't picked one yet. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking about in between. I think it's 4 different chapters right now that I'm looking in between. But they're all from the Badab War. The Badab War was a cool time period, quote unquote, to choose from. Fake time period, obviously. And it's kind of popular around here. There are people who are playing Badab War chapters. They kind of had them. They've had them before the Badab War books came out, some of them, but they've added to afterwards, and I've just seen them around. So I thought, you know, it would be fun to jump in and have a Badab War chapter. Who knows, maybe we can do like a fun campaign that's Badab War themed. With that said, I'll show you the 4 chapters that I'm considering. So here's the first one. You may not be able to see it too well. It doesn't come out that well when on the screen, unfortunately. But it's the Executioners. Now the Executioners, yeah, they fought on the side of the Astral Claws. They did it out of an honor debt, and once they felt the debt was violated by the actions of the Astral Claws, they turned on the Astral Claws bloodily, and then pretty much left the theater of war. Went the Salamanders petitioned for them not to be destroyed. Salamanders kept that strike force at their homeworld until the end of the war, and then whatnot. And the Executioners are still around now. I like them. Their color scheme is pretty much like a metallic blue with bolt gun. Like the backpack looks like pure bolt gun. The trim is bolt gun, it looks like. But the main armor color is this metallic type of blue. And I figured out a way to do that. Not really figured out. You can either paint up Mythos Silver or bolt gun metal. And I tried this once with red, just to see how it looks, and it works alright. But Mythos Silver if you want a nice pure blue, and bolt gun metal if you don't mind looking a little bit dirty. Although bolt gun metal may not work so well, so you still might have to do a Mythos Silver anyway. I haven't really tested it on pure bolt gun metal. Anyway, the point is, I'll take a Sermon Blue and probably like a drop of Badab Black. Not too much, just enough to darken it up, but still obviously be blue. And coat the model, several coats of that, minus the backpack. Put the backpack on, touch up the trim and all that, and then you would have this metallic kind of blue for the armor. So I have an idea of how to do the color scheme. It's the chapter symbol, which is the shield with 2 axes, that I don't want to hand paint because I'm lazy and don't do well with freehanding the symbols, and I haven't been able to find any decal sheets online to download or anything like that for this symbol. But they're interesting. They favor close-in brutal assaults. They think they work well with the and brutal close-in fighting. Work well with the Blood Angels Codex. All of these can work well with the Blood Angels Codex, which is why I chose it. Up next, the Carcharodons. The Carcharodons are kind of interesting. Where the Executioners are, I think, an Imperial Fist branch successor chapter. These guys are thought to be Raven Guard, which A is interesting because they're very violent and brutal. That color scheme is gray and black, but it's like 2 different color grays and black. It looks like a Codex gray for the armor, and it looks like the shoulder pads are in like a Adeptus Battle Gray. Then you have some white accents here and there. You got black on the chest emblem and on the knee pad here. And there you go, you got the Carcharodons. They're interesting. Gray color schemes, I like them, but at the same time they're kind of just bland, even if you do them well, because it's gray. It's very neutral looking. But I like the fluff of the Carcharodons. I think they're kind of fun and funny, but still cool. And what's cool about them is Forge World makes a decal sheet, so I would shell out the money for the decal sheet and for their model of Tyberos the Red Wake, and just utilize it as a captain in Terminator armor with lightning claws or something. So yeah, they're pretty cool. Up next is a chapter that I've been interested in for a while now. That is the Exorcists. I just think they're really cool. Now these guys, really not coming out that well, is it? Whoops, low quality video. What else is new? A red with black trim, black backpack, and like a bronze's chest emblem. They're cool. They work closely with the Automalius, and they kind of learn from the tome from the Grey Knights and everything like that. But they are very much a regular Space Marine chapter, very noble, honorable, and calm outside of battle, very aggressive in battle, so that aggression and that heightened aggression potential can be represented by the Blood Angel Codex easily. I just like the look. I'm a fan of the red and the black kind of way they got it going on here, and I'm a fan of their fluff. And they're pretty cool. I don't know, you can't really see it here, but if you have the bulky, you can kind of see almost like little hexagrammic ruins on the armor, which is cool. I mean, they're specialized in combating the demons and the warp, but they're also, their aggression and their combat potential works against any threat, really. And lastly, we come down to the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs, they're interesting. This is their new color scheme, just like the Executioners. The Executioners used to have one shoulder pad. This is the Executioners again. That was like a different color depending, I think, on their battlefield role. They had like a weird dark blue, like almost gray camel scheme going on that I've seen painted up. When people do it well, it looks amazing, but it was just too complicated for me. The Minotaurs were even worse. They were yellow with red like warning stripes everywhere. It just looked gross, to be honest with you. But I like this new scheme. It's bronze, and you got some oh, I forget the word. The aging of the bronze you have down on the armor, which is prevalent, and I like that. And you could do that with some Hawk Turquoise and some Thraka Green wash. You would thin down the Hawk Turquoise, mix it with some Thraka Green wash, and again just put it into the recesses where you want it, and it works just fine. And these guys also have their decal sheet from Forge World. The reason I like these guys is their fluff they used to have was kind of interesting. I like their fluff a lot better now. And one of the special characters, which I wouldn't use, I just make a character to look similar to it, has a weapon that's thought to be used by the Custodian Guard, or was used by the Custodian Guard supposedly. And it's just, you know, the Adepts of Terra having the history of this chapter and their gene seed, everything under wraps, you know, under lock and key. Not really much is known about them. I just find it very interesting. So those are the 4 schemes I'm thinking about: the Minotaurs, the Carcharodons, the Exorcists, and the Executioners. And we'll go back to this guy. So I don't really know. I just thought I'd share that with you in case anybody has some insight into them at all. If you like, do any of you guys participate in any Badab War stuff? Have a Badab War army? It'd be good to hear. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. It's just something I'm considering. Not really a need. I have two Space Marine armies that work just fine, but it'll be kind of fun to put all my minis to use and have a Badab War army, because I like the Badab War a lot. So that's pretty much it. And until next time, hope you enjoyed the ramble, and take it easy.